news. We're going to talk about first Kevin Owens, his issue with CM Punk. Now, it says here that Kevin Owens doesn't sound thrilled about CM Punk's WWE return. Say he's the latest WWE star to be asked about CM Punk's surprise return to the promotion at Survivor Series 2023. Now, says here, disclaimer, before I get to Kevin's response, it's important to know that KO is friends with the Young Bucks and was believed by some folks to have taken a shot at Punk in the aftermath of CM Punk's backstage fight with the Elite last year at AEW. With the other way, here is Owens what you say about Punk's return in the interview with James Williams. Let's see what Mr. Kevin Owens got to say.
The hot topic is CM Punk's return. What are your thoughts on CM Punk's return, and what do you think that does for the business?
I just want to have fun at work. So if he's got that mindset, great.
Awesome. And another person who's returned, Randy Orton, and I believe he's going to be over on SmackDown earlier this week. Talk a little bit about him. I know you've probably worked with him quite a bit.
I love Randy. I'm so happy he's back, and he's much needed. To me, having him around in the locker room is an absolute positive. He's good for, there's just some people, besides the fact that he's a fantastic performer and he's a legend, there's some people that are just good to have around. He's good to have around. He's good.
So, Kevin Owens' take on CM Punk. You could tell that he was not so enthusiastic when asked about CM Punk. Pretty much had a blind, whatever answer. But he had much enthusiasm for Randy Orton. And he's, saying that he said here that he admired about Randy being a quiet wrestler. Also reminds him of current recent past story of CM Punk on his way to tell wrestler he was the locker room leader, only to be not taken seriously in that role. What do you make of Kevin's reaction to CM Punk's return? I believe Kevin Owens, and they said it right there. This is a biased opinion in what I think. He's friends with the Young Bucks, who clearly everyone knows were not on the best terms with CM Punk while he was in AEW with the backstage fight at the all-out media scrum last year with the suspension and everything else. And of course, they wanted him out. The Young Bucks wanted CM Punk out. And since Kevin had his history with the Young Bucks back to the independent scene, I heard that he had issues, that Kevin Owens had issues with CM Punk back in Ring of Honor. CM Punk is straight edge, and he's like to keep himself in shape. Kevin Owens, who's clearly a overweight wrestler and not in the best physical shape, despite Kevin Owens' talent and in-ring work and promo, he's not the best in physical shape wrestler. Similar to an Eddie Kingston, similar to a Mick Foley. He's along that group of guys. And I heard that CM Punk voiced his opinion on how he felt to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens didn't take that too lightly. And they pretty much had animosity towards each other, or at least Kevin had animosity towards CM Punk since then. What is your take on this, Mr. Goodbread, on this?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and I did hear about Kevin Owens and CM Punk having words with each other back in ROH. CM Punk was on him about his shape, his ring shape, and CM Punk always was like that. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan used to be hecklers of the wrestlers in ROH that didn't take care of themselves. Even though CM Punk knew that Kevin Steen was a great talent, he always said, like, if you could take care of yourself, you'd be even better. So I think there's some resentment there with KO because CM Punk kept it real with him when they first met.
Point taken. Now, Kevin Owens is not obviously the only current WWE superstar who has an issue with Punk. Even though Punk is back, people are happy. Everyone's not happy. I'm going to pull up another one. Give me 1 second. We will get that going. Let's see. The issue is Seth Rollins. Now, people are saying Seth Rollins needs to stay away from CM Punk drama. And it said here, unlike SmackDown, Raw doesn't have multiple time prior champions. He casually announced last week he's defending the GOAT against Jey Uso tonight. Seth is a workhorse champion, but that includes his unhappiness with CM Punk return to WWE. It's been getting quite of attention lately. And they said he appeared for a segment last week. It was showered with CM Punk chants, and he responded by calling CM Punk a hypocrite, saying he won't spend another second thinking about him. For Seth's sake, that better be true because he has way too much on his plate right now to worry about whatever's on Punk's agenda. It said his biggest threat was not to worry about the million short term with Jey Uso. Keep in mind, Jey had Roman beat for the Universal Championship once for his brother's betrayal. Seth needs to be focused on him. And I agree. It says here, cherries on top. This is K-Side. K-Side seats credit to them. They have a point here. They said that he's dealing with all these threats to his title reign. They say it's too much going on to be there with Punk. Seth needs to ignore the Punk chance and focus on Jay, Drew, and Damian for now. Ken Rollins actually blocked Punk out while clearing some of the names placed off the list first. Well, other names off his plate first. And we'll get to the answer tonight. This is the preview for Monday Night Raw. Now, with that being said, we know he has issues with Punk. It's become a headline now. I think Seth Rollins, he may not want to admit it or not, CM Punk is living in your head for rent-free, Seth Rollins. You may be the visionary and, and all that stuff and revolutionary and world heavyweight champion, but you got CM Punk on your head. And CM Punk barely said anything about you. He hasn't said a word about you, actually. He hasn't said anything. So how about continue to be the world heavyweight champion, defend your belt, come on Raw, put on great matches, and also at PLEs, and just work. You and Punk are going to have that feud. We know you're going to have it. Let's just save that for the Punk feud. Your real life animosity towards CM Punk is like really sticking out now like a sore thumb. You going out of your way to say something about Punk. Like I said, the Punk is living in your head rent free. Seth Rollins, get it together. Stop dressing like a fool like you are in this photo here, and focus on continuing to be a defending world champion. Good bread, you have anything you want to add?
Definitely. Seth Rollins. Mark this down, guys. Remember where you heard it first. CM Punk is going to let Seth Rollins win the feud. All right, Seth Rollins, you have nothing to worry about. CM Punk's first challenge, and knowing that he's a changed man, is letting your crybaby self win this feud. CM Punk is prepared to let you win this feud because CM Punk has bigger fish to fry like Roman Reigns. So, you know what I mean? Randy Orton will be the first to see on Roman, and he will lose. And CM Punk will be the first to see Seth, and he will lose. Setting up, you know what I mean? CM Punk versus Roman. Remember where you heard it first, gang.
Point taken. There are reports saying that that we also agree that CM Punk will face Rollins first, but he's willing to take the L and put Rollins over, despite the way he's been running his mouth about Punk. And Punk will face off Roman Reigns later on. Randy versus Roman, then CM Punk versus Roman. But he's not the only one that has an issue. While we're mentioning his name, speaking of which, we got to talk about another individual who has issue with CM Punk, and he is on his cover. We already covered Owens and Rollins. It's the man to the left of those men. So let's get to that right now. Let's see. And we will talk about no one other than the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. And it says right here, why doesn't Roman Reigns like CM Punk? Know about their issues. Let's see. It's public knowledge that Roman Reigns doesn't like CM Punk. Tribal Chief has discussed the origin of his beef with Straight Edge Superstar in the past. For those who are unaware, CM Punk made his return, as we already know. He had an interview with Complex in October 21. He spoke of his issues. He revealed that the beef stemmed from experience working with the former multi-world champion past. Let's see. Let's see if we can get our hands on that interview. Let's see if that's even possible.
But all the way from someone, as big as the, but all the way from someone, as big as The Rock to someone, like a CM Punk, for instance, you know what I mean? Like someone who really hits home with our home audience, our hardcore fans. Like if you've watched wrestling for the past 10 to 15 years and you love it and it's like within your blood, then you probably have some kind of feelings about that guy. I know I do. Just by doing one of these things, he made my job a lot harder over, 5-10 years ago. But if it's something that the fans can get behind and that it can really make them, sink their teeth into the product and really, dive into the creative with us, I'm willing to do it. I don't like the guy. I don't know many people that do, but I'm willing to put business first and make really good content if that's the case. But he probably had to be slapped around a few times in order to get his mind right. But if it's willing, if the fans and the audience is going to like it and be into it, then most likely I'm willing to do it.
So that's Roman Reigns' take on Mr. CM Punk. And it says here too that when they last each other face each other in the ring, they said the duo faced each other in singles and multi-man matches between 2013 and 14. They only have wrestled once in singles competition in the past. That was a throwback Raw. Yeah, I remember that. Match took place January 6, 2014, almost 10 years ago. On Monday Night Raw, Punk had New Age Outlaws at ringside for the match. Say he was come by his Shield stablemates, but Roman Reigns was a part of the Shield. And CM Punk lost to Roman Reigns due to distraction from the Shield. So, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And he said that he made his job harder than it was years ago. Now, this is another feud that we're going to get at some given point. But this is the heat that they're talking about that Roman Reigns has with CM Punk. And they're eventually, like we said not a few minutes ago, he's going to have a one-on-one match against Roman after his feud with Seth is over. And this is what Good Rep's talking about. This is the big fish that CM Punk wants. And there's a lot of history there. They faced off each other before. CM Punk kicked off the Shield. Introduced the three-man group of Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose to the WWE when CM Punk was WWE champion. Also, they had the one match where Roman beat him. Now, CM Punk did face each three members of Shield. He beat Rollins and Ambrose, but he never defeated Reigns. And Reigns defeated him. Also, not just that's the history that he brought the Shield together. When CM Punk was WWE champion, who was the man side by side? Paul Heyman, who's now known as the Wise Man, the special counsel for the Tribal Chief. So there's some history there. Not just the Shield, but Paul Heyman. And this would be a great storyline if WWE executes this properly. So this is the feud I really do want to see. I want to see Seth Rollins versus Punk, but this is the feud I think all the fans, or at least majority of the fans, want to see. And everybody don't like Punk, but we can't agree Punk is money. He put butts in seats. Anything you want to add to that, Good Bread?
Definitely. I'm surprised the elephant in the room wasn't mentioned yet. The Roman Reigns' hatred for or dislike for CM Punk comes straight from the fact that CM Punk did not want him in the Shield. CM Punk did not see the value in this man. CM Punk don't see the value. Remember, Vince saw the value in this Roman Reigns. Nobody else but Vince saw the value in this Roman Reigns. And CM Punk didn't either. So Roman feels a way towards that. can't tell me Roman don't feel a way towards that. And that's why Roman don't like CM Punk. It ain't got nothing to do with anything other than The Rock, CM Punk hatred for The Rock, and just the NOI family. CM Punk has a problem with the traditional wrestlers. He have a problem with the third generation wrestlers because he feels that their parents did everything and gave their kid the nepotism where their kid don't really have to get it out the mud. Whereas he's from the independent. CM Punk worked his way up. CM Punk, the Daniel Bryans, they don't have fathers that was wrestlers. They had to get it out the mud themselves. And during the Vince era, Vince was real, he favored the boys that had pops that did some work for him. CM Punk would never be able to be favored like that.
That's very, very true. There is some issues there with that. Now it says here that what Goodbrett's talking about, we could pull it up right now. Matter of fact, I will. Let's see what it says. CM Punk's original idea for the Shield in WWE was different from what we got. Let's see what he mean. Punk's purported vision for the Shield. He said he pitched the idea of the Shield. He claimed they want to build a faction with him as leader and Big Show and Daniel Bryan in the group. Seth Rollins got thrown to the mix. Punk wanted a group of more folks and fresh talent and pitched Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno. The powers that be were amiable of the idea, but wanted Roman Reigns in the third spot over Ohno. This is what Goodbrett is talking about. This is the animosity that Roman Reigns has over CM Punk. So it says here, this makes sense. It says here as well, it's permanent vision for the Shield. They said here that Punk's version of True will be sent on his learning tree backstage, helping his heel character on air before becoming opponents for him. He said that Punk suggested Triple H took credit for the Shield concept. So it's reasonable credit that CM Punk said the Wheels will become the Shield, but he did say that he did not. Right here said it was Rollins, Ambrose, Ohno. Roman Reigns was not the third man. And like Goodbrett said, Roman felt some type of way about Mr. CM Punk. But I don't know if this is true or not, because according to this, they said that there's another issue. Chris Hero, he did an interview a while back, and he said here, according to this article, he said that he was never supposed to be in the Shield. He gets annoyed by the rumor. They said he's supposed to be a third man of the Shield, Roman Reigns. He said nope. He said when discussing, Punk mentioned it. This is what he said in our quote: "When Punk pitched the truth to myself, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins, there was no Shield concept. It was just, hey, let's pair these three guys with me, right? So technically, I was not supposed to be a member of the Shield because the Shield didn't exist when it was pitched." And this is what Hero told Inside the Ropes.
Yeah, Hero is a goofy for that report. Hero is dumb for that. I remember Cassius Ohno. That's what's his name in NXT. You know what we talk. Like, why would you complicate common sense, bro? Whether it was Shield or not, you were grouped with three people, regardless the name of the group. You were grouped. You were groomed to be grouped with three people, bro. Whether the name was the Shield, Demolition, it don't matter, bro. Like, why would he complicate that? And then he agreed that he was supposed to be with these three. Oh man, yo, bro. I'm glad they did pick Roman Reigns there. Go ahead, man.
Let's read what else Mr. Hero had to say. He said that The thing I see on Twitter pretty much every day, every other day, gets a little annoying because it deviated so far from the original source of it. I just found out what everyone else found out by listening to CM Punk on the Art of Wrestling podcast. I never had a conversation with him about this. These things happen all the time. They pitch you ideas, talk to you about things, and last thing you want to do is get some host by saying, hey man, I pitched this or whatever. I'm gonna do my best to get this to work. And then if it doesn't work, just necessary bad feelings. Not bad feelings, but you understand my point. Hill said Reigns would be start with or without the Shield would be in pair. And he got released by WWE 2020. Good riddance. And now hosting on a podcast entitled Can Chris Hero Save Wrestling? No, you cannot save wrestling. Save yourself first for saying stupid stuff like this. Now, if they're going to put two people with you, Chris Hero, obviously that's a stable. It may not have been titled the Shield since he won't be so technical, but it pretty much was a stable, and he knows that. I don't know why he's trying to play like he's brand new.
He just wanted attention, KD. He just was happy that they was interviewing him, and he wanted attention,
exactly.
bro. And he don't like talking about it because you were the odd man out. That's why you feel away. Because think about it, Shield is one of the all-time most popular fractions, and you're not a part of that, Mr. Hero.
You were supposed to be. You were talking about it, but you didn't get in it, and I think you are still upset about that. That's why you get annoyed with it, not because
exactly
you want a part of the group. So you're not slick, Mr. Hero. We know what's going on with you. But
I mean, he had a good run in NXT, but the thing when he was in NXT, it wasn't no North American titles. So the titles was real scarce, and he was never going to be the NXT World Champion. You know what I mean? No, he had a nice little gimmick where he was the sports dude. He came out with the little sports outfit, wherever they was at. He'll have like the Orlando Magic, or he'll have like, because they was in Full Sail for the most part. So he was like the sports dude with the huge knockout punch. That was his punch. He had the knockout punch, and he had a nice little run. You know what I mean? But he was never going to be up there with the Kevin Owens and the Tommaso Ciampas. No.
Yeah. Chris Hero, stop it. You are really embarrassing yourself, and I had to take you off the headline. Go back to Roman Reigns, CM Punk. That's how embarrassing you are. But other than that, other than the whole Roman Reigns CM Punk issue, that's what Goodbert's referring to, dated back that far. So like I said, it would be a great storyline because there's so much history between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And I think they can capitalize on that, and it will be a money maker match definitely next year. Sometime next year, WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. It's going to be a money making match. Anything else you want to add, Fred?
Nah, that's going to be money because, man, you could look for a double hill. That could be a double turn incident right there. Because like you mentioned earlier, these are both Heyman guys right here. These are Heyman guys right here. So now you put the creative on Heyman, and is Heyman going to turn on the tribal chief? I mean, because that's the only way we could believe Roman losing that title is if he gets cheated. You know what I mean? He keep it by cheating, and he can lose it by getting cheated, and we'll be okay with that. And then CM Punk will become a bad guy. And CM Punk likes being a bad guy. He didn't waste no time becoming a bad guy in AEW.
No doubt he will, and this is going to be great. With that being said, that's all I have for Locker Room of Wrestling News, the Locker Room News of December 4th. Why everyone hates CM Punk. But you guys let me know what you think of today's Locker Room News. This was a long one, a lot of good news. Now, I thank Mr. Goodbreath for coming out. Soon, 2 videos will pop up. One will be the real story behind Nancy Benoit. Second one will be Sasha Banks' return to WWE. Until then, it is OUT.